It's no joke that 2024 has been a great year for some of the films this year, but the real question is, what's the best film of 2024? But instead of going over what was actually the best films, we're going to go over what films I thought was the best. Starting with number 10, I think Inside Out 2 was such a great film. It really brought back those feelings of childhood for me, and especially because the first one was so great, it really brought back that same feeling from the first film. At number 9, I watched Twisters. Honestly, this wasn't my favourite film of this year, but it was still a really fascinating film to watch. It was fun, and it was also very similar to the original. For number 8, I really enjoyed watching RedOne. It's your typical Christmas film where they have to save Christmas, but honestly, I really enjoyed Chris Evans and The Rock together, and it was a really fun film to watch. For number 7, I really enjoyed The Fall Guy. I think Ryan Gosling did such a fantastic job in this movie, and it was such an enjoyable film, and I was hooked right up until the end. At number 6, we have Mufasa the Lion King. I watched this film maybe last week, and honestly, I do not regret it. This film was so good. I'm a massive Lion King fan, so watching this film, it just gave so much more context to the films. For number 5, we have Deadpool and Wolverine. I think I've finally gotten to the point where I've watched it too much. However, it's still enjoyable.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy.
I just think it was a really fun film to watch, and it's definitely a good opener for some of the next MCU projects. For my number 4, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I had a bit of a Planet of the Apes phase where I watched all 3 films in a day. When I watched this, I was so amazed by the graphics and the story, and I just think it's a great new set of characters for some epic future films. For number 3, we have Sonic 3. Honestly, after watching Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 when they first came out, I was so excited for this film. Definitely recommend this film if you haven't watched it already. For number 2, we have The Wild Robot. This was such a brilliant film, and to combat the number 1 spot for the best DreamWorks animation film, I think it was just a fantastic film, and the story was really, really sweet and emotional. For my number 1 film this year, I chose Transformers 1. I am a massive Transformers fan, so I watched this film not really expecting much, especially because it was criticized so heavily in the beginning, but this film was so good. I wish I could see this film in cinemas again, because I watched it about 3 times in the cinemas and it was perfect every single time. What were your favourite films from 2024? It took me a while to come up with my top 10, but what are yours?